Hi. Um, this video is going to be about, let's pick a topic. It's going to be about bipolar. That being said, if you have some interest in bipolar, maybe a family member has been diagnosed, you have been diagnosed, I'm just going to lay out some simple concepts so that maybe I can create a greater understanding of truly what bipolar looks like. That being said, my name is Anna Marie. Welcome to my channel. I have a slight speech impediment, and you'll notice my voice changes with energy level. Can I really control either one of those? Not so much. I try and control the energy, but the speech impediment, that's beyond my control. I've tried to fix it over my life, and sometimes I'm clearer than other times. That being said, let's start talking about bipolar. So bipolar, in its essence, when people have an underlying, I should say, idea about bipolar, they think that it's somebody that presents as manic. Like, maybe they're acting out of control and they're like doing really random hurtful things, and they're saying hurtful things, and they're saying it with an energy you don't understand, and their behavior is complete chaos to what you usually anticipate from this person. And you're going, what's wrong with them? And you might be going, oh, are they on drugs? Like, what's wrong? Like, are they sick? Like, why are they talking about how, say if it's your spouse, and all of a sudden they're like, why are you spending all the money that's in the bank? And you're looking at them and you go, honey, I'm not spending anymore. Like, why would you say that? And they come back at you with a ferocity you don't understand. And no matter what you say, they keep that thought cemented in their mind that somehow you're spending all their money. And then it turns into deeper things, and perhaps, you're choosing to take a certain car because the other car takes more gas, and they can see what you're up to. That being said, it can be they can suddenly they're stealing a car, and you're absolutely horrified in your mind for your spouse. Like, you're like, what is going on? And they're saying and they're doing things. Maybe they're throwing things at you. They're throwing your belongings out. They're lighting things on fire. I'm just trying to think of different scenarios that may come along with bipolar. Maybe they're taking huge amounts of drugs when perhaps they only smoked a little weed beforehand or had a little drink of alcohol. They're making really abnormal decisions. And I hesitate to use the word crazy because crazy doesn't explain people. Crazy is just a concept. It doesn't explain behaviors or what those behaviors are. You just say, oh, they're crazy. And there's no understanding there behind why they're behaving this way. So their body chemistry in some way is causing them to go through these elevated periods where they feel like they have all this explosive energy. And maybe bipolar can look like somebody cleaning the house from top to bottom, but it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and now they started to decide to make cookies, and they're making some big meal. And it's not the occasional thing you kind of do for a laugh because you can't sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning. You're looking at them intently, trying to figure them out, which is an entirely different kind of concept than you're just having fun and you're hungry and you got tomorrow off and you feel like, I don't know, making meatloaf at 2 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes that's just having fun. So, that being said, prior is not the right word. If you have a concept that bipolar is up and down, up and down, up and down, it's absolutely not true. Bipolar is a prolonged episode of mania. And prolonged being, I don't know, some people go into a bipolar phase for like, say, a month. And so there's all these behaviors and there's all this stuff that you don't even understand what's going on, and nobody can help you understand it because the behavior is so kind of outlandish. So then the mania ends, and for the next 11 months they're in the deepest, darkest depression that a person can even comprehend. The bipolar at its basis has small episodes of mania and then huge portions, and I'm talking ratios here, a huge portion of depressive behavior. So maybe very quickly it becomes increasingly hard to get them out of bed. Instead of feeling really self-confident and saying things and making decisions like they were in the manic phase, they won't make a decision. You'll find that there's tears in their eyes all the time. They can't express their emotions. They don't understand themselves, the sadness that's overwhelming them. People with bipolar, because of this long, prolonged period of depressiveness, maybe as they slowly start to enter the manic phase and they recognize a difference, they choose to stay with that little bit of the recognizing they have more energy. And maybe that feels really good after 11 months of having none and the world looking gray and not getting enjoyment from your family or friends or passions that you've had, and just everything looks dismal and dark, and it's painful in depression. To those of you that have experienced it, you know how true that is. You stop showering, you stop taking care of yourself, you stop answering the phone, you stop answering the door. Friends are calling and you refuse to pick up because you know they're going to ask you to do something and you just absolutely don't have the energy or to desire to do it. Like your head is spinning negatively in a dark way for a long time. So that little bit of mania feels a little bit good. But then it reaches a point where it's not something that they can recognize themselves. It's grown greater than that initial first couple of days. So now they're in full-blown mania where you can't talk any type of sense to, where perhaps in that first couple of days, very quickly a behavior change was noticed and laid down. And that's very hard because people, you're supposed to go out for the day or go to work for the day, but you're not seeing them. So you're not noticing how elevated they are, and they're kind of being cocky, and maybe they're being a little bit arrogant, but you're at home and you don't see any of that. And maybe you have an engagement with your kids and you have prior commitments that evening, so then it's rolling into the next day. Maybe they're gone to work. Maybe they're up so early you don't even realize how early they were up. Maybe you don't realize that they never really went to bed. And so you can see how quickly that can get out of control. So when, this whole video is just basically to bring some awareness what bipolar actually is. Do I understand all the mechanisms behind it? No, not at all. That's too much brain science for me. I can only explain clearly and truly what bipolar can present as. And of course there's going to be variations to this. Somebody may stay in manic phase for 2 or 3 months, and then it's going to be a following 11 months of hell in depression. The logistics, it's definitely not up and down like the general public has been led to believe. So if you or somebody get diagnosed with bipolar, understand that it's something that you can only control while you have the ability to control it. And so the medications for bipolar aren't to prevent you from becoming manic. They're there to help stabilize your moods so that you don't go manic, but you don't dip down into the depths of hell that depression can take you. Because anybody that's been in the depths of hell, of depression, are pondering why they're here, why they remain here on earth. And once you realize that the potential there to be devastatingly different than the mania, you realize how that consistency, the medication is key for consistency, though they're not making manic decisions, nor are they going to a very dark place. This is, like I say, this is just concepts that I know to be true through my life and my work and personal life and all that stuff, and the realization that there's a great misunderstanding of what bipolar is, and people are almost afraid of it. That being said, maybe in that manic phase you have a really good reason to be scared of it, but to recognize that eventually, if you get that person in a safe environment, and maybe it takes a month, and maybe it takes 2 months, in that safe environment where people are trying to treat them with mood stabilizers and whatnot, that the person that they love walk back out the door and be the person that they love. Hopefully it's not in a state of depression, because that's the bigger beast. So even with mood stabilizers, you're going to see the depressive aspect come through the mood stabilizer more than the manic. Anyway, just want to reiterate, I do have the speech impediment. If for some reason you couldn't hear me, or my clarity wasn't good, or maybe it's my accent, because I've been told I have one, any of those things, if you don't understand, please place a time thing in the comments. I'm saying thing because I don't know the name of it. A timestamp, I think is what they call it. And let me know what concept or what wording you didn't understand, and I will try to address that. Any comments and thoughts, please feel free to share, because the way we learn is by sharing thoughts and experiences, and a lot of them aren't pretty. Like, it's reality in this case of knowing people or being diagnosed with bipolar and realizing this is going to be a battle that you may have to face for quite a long time, whether it's for yourself or somebody else. That being said, my name is Anna Marie. Please like and subscribe if you found the video helpful, and I'm going to keep creating these types of videos to just provide some insights on life, my personal insights. Feel free to disagree, throw it down, not listen to it. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. But know that my purpose for the channel is to increase some awareness and get some true understanding of some of these concepts out to people. That being said, it's getting late. I had come from work and got engaged with other things and thought, do I have time to do one more video? And I went, hell yeah, let's go ahead and do this. But now I'm starting to get tired. So I'm going to say goodnight, folks. And you have, hope you have a great evening, day, whatever, whenever you choose to watch this or listen to it. And talk to you soon. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.